Hi, my name is Austin. Today we're going to be installing RAM. This is typically one of the easiest and most efficient upgrades that you can do for your computer. Typically you want to begin by determining the type of RAM that your computer uses. This can be done a multitude of ways. The user manual that came with your computer should have information on what type of memory that your computer uses. There's also other resources such as the manufacturer's website, as well as RAM vendors that have posted databases where you can search by brand, make, and model to find out what kind of RAM that your computer uses. So let's take a look. Let's begin with our desktop. Please note that I've already unplugged the computer from the wall. On the back side of the computer, you will notice there are screws typically along the sides of the case. Now that we have our case open, we can see that RAM is typically located on the top right corner of the motherboard on a desktop. Now we do have some cables in the way, as you can tell, so if you plan to remove these cables, be sure to note not only their connection as well as orientation. Here is a SATA cable. We can simply pull that back and it comes out, as well as its power cable. Same thing. Pull it straight back and it should come out. We also have our 20 or 24 pin power connection for the motherboard. There is a tab on the top that we push down on and pull straight up. I'm going to do this for the second hard drive also. Okay, now we have direct access to the RAM, which you can clearly see. At each end, on both the top as well as the bottom, there are white tabs. These are the ejector tabs. Because we have no free slots available on this motherboard, we're going to go ahead and press down on each of these tabs to eject the current piece of RAM. When we do this, the RAM will move up slightly. Grab both sides of the RAM and gently pull up. Now we can replace this module with a larger module. Installing RAM will be the opposite process that we just performed. Now that we have the RAM that we need, let's take a look at it. You will notice that there is a missing notch. This is intentional. This is known as a key. This will prevent us from installing the RAM backwards, as it corresponds to a notch that's also on the motherboard. Let's take a look at the motherboard and make sure that both of our ejector tabs are in the out position. Once we're sure of that, we can slide our RAM into place and take a look to make sure that our notch on the motherboard is lining up with our key on the RAM. Now that we have it in position, we can push down on each side gently, and you'll hear a clicking noise on each side. You'll also notice that the ejector tabs move back into position. Don't forget to reconnect anything that's been unplugged. So once again, we have our motherboard connection for power. This only goes in one way, so we line it up, press down firmly, and we can hear that tab clicking over, so we know it's in place. Our hard drives, SATA power. Our hard drive's SATA cable, as well as the other SATA cable that we had for the bottom hard drive, and our other SATA power. Note that these cables will only go in one way. They will prevent you from accidentally putting them in upside down or backwards. Now that we are done, we can remove ourselves from ground, and we can reattach the side of our case.
Our computer is now up and running. I've already opened my computer inside of Windows 7, and we can see in the bottom left corner that memory is posted at 2.00 gigabytes. Because we've installed 2 gigabytes, this is correct and is a sign that this is working properly. We can also right-click in any open blank space, select Properties, and a new window will appear. This window shows us lots of information on this computer. One thing to note is that this is a 64-bit operating system. Because of this, we can go above 3 gigabytes of RAM. However, if this was a 32-bit operating system, there would be a 3 gigabyte limit. So installing 4 gigabytes or more, we would not be causing any harm. However, we would not be getting the full benefits of the components we've installed. Right above this, we can see that once again 2.00 gigabytes has been installed. Hopefully, this has helped you to understand the installation process as well as confirming that the correct amount of RAM is installed. Please be sure to check back for more product demonstration and how-to videos.